This episode of FilmRiot is brought to you by Netflix. Welcome to FilmRiot Mondays. Today we're answering questions. You threw that question at me and I'm taking the baseball bat of an answer and I'm just knocking that motherfucker out the park. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Good analogy, bro.
Thanks, bro. Hey, what was your worst set memory and how did you go about solving it professionally? I would say it was probably, I was much younger and I was working on a short film, basically right out of film school. And one of the actresses brought her film coach on set, which for me was an enormous no-no, but this actress in question did hire us to do the project, so she was kind of the producer as well, so I couldn't really say no to the acting coach. Well, this acting coach, I'm gonna say, really didn't know what she was doing, to be nice. And she was trying to direct over me and was getting a really bad performance out of the actress because of it, disrupting the set. So I ended up having to take that actress aside and basically say, hey, listen, it's either her or me. You either trust me as your director or you listen to her. But I gotta be honest, she's messing up your performance pretty bad. And I left it to her to deal with her acting coach. And it all worked out in the end, but I ended up having to take that actress aside and deal with that because it was disrupting my whole set, since this acting coach was kind of, going over my authority as the director on the set. So that was probably one of the most awkward and weird, because I was really young too. I didn't really know how to handle it, but it worked out. Focusing DSLR on Steadicam. When you're running a Steadicam, you really need someone to help you pull focus. So this is when you're definitely gonna need someone like a first AC who will be pulling focus for you off of a follow focus system. So you'll be running the Steadicam and they'll be pulling focus. And usually when you do this, they're not gonna have their hands on the actual gear mechanism of the follow focus. Usually you're gonna use a whip, which is like this little tube cord thingy that'll connect to the follow focus and they'll pull off that. That way this cord is completely disconnected. It won't disrupt your Steadicam work because they're definitely not gonna wanna put their hands on the lens itself. That'll, ruin the point of everything. But with that, you want some help. If you had the budget and time, what kind of movie would you make? The more specific, the better. Well, I know exactly what type of movie I would make because I'm developing 2 projects right now, hopefully that I'll start working on in the next few years, which I can't really talk about here, of course, but I love sci-fi movies, I love action movies, thrillers, comedy, drama, horror, basically everything. It's not the genre of the movie or even the set pieces that make me want to do a certain project. It's the story behind it, the characters, and what I can say and do with that, like what I'm able to convey to an audience through that story. It's just really, it's about telling a good story. So if that excites me, that's the type of thing I want to do. It doesn't really matter genre so much. Do you ever compose music for any of your videos? I've composed a bit in the past. I don't anymore because I don't have enough time to sit there and do it, but I've composed some stuff for FilmRiot in the past, and I composed a few short films that I did before FilmRiot, like one called Armistice, but I'm not a composer at all. That is not my thing. I don't want to be a composer. I love working with composers like Daniel James who can bring something huge to a project, and I just get to work with them and direct where things go, and they just bring their genius to it. But I am not a composer, so no, I haven't done it in years. What are the most important items to buy for beginners to start out in the film business? Lighting or sound equipment? Green screen? That is a hard question to answer because it really depends on the type of work that you're doing. Are you making short films? Are you starting to do client work? Are you doing documentaries? It really depends on you. If you're doing a documentary, a camera and audio equipment is probably most important. If you're doing client work, then you might need a green screen. You're definitely gonna need lights, camera, and audio. You need all of it. If you're just starting out doing films that you're trying to post to the web to try to perfect your skills and hopefully get noticed, first thing you need to start with is a camera. After that, you're gonna need yourself a computer and some editing software, and right at that point, you can get cooking. Because you don't really need audio. You could do stuff MOS and just use music, MOS meaning without sound, and then after you raise some more money, move into sound after that, and then ultimately lighting. Because you can use available light, reflectors, and you can build your own light kit from Home Depot from pretty cheap. So I would say if you're just trying to start out filmmaking wise, camera, editing system, audio, then lighting, in that order. I'm about to move to a hustle-bustle city with a film presence. How do I get my foot in the door? Blub. Well, if you have a demo reel, you could start sending that around, but The problem with a city like that is there are a million yous floating around. So the best thing that you can do is just be a normal, cool person who is very loyal and willing to work. So just find whoever's doing something that you want to get involved with and, you know, offer your services to do anything. You know, give coffee to people, get them to know your face, get them to know your name, start from the ground up. And the more people you know, the more chances you're gonna get actual work. Biggest pet peeve in filmmaking, also the thing that annoys you most about new filmmakers. My biggest pet peeve in filmmaking is, I know exactly what that is. That's that scene where like two people are arguing. He's like, come with me. He's like, no, I'm not coming with you. I'll never come with you. I'm not coming with you, no. And then they cut to it and they're going. And you're like, oh, really?
It's so annoying.
Really? I mean, I have seen that cliche work to where they're almost making fun of it and it does work, but almost 9 times out of 10, it completely loses me, takes me out of the movie. I hate that so much. As far as mistakes that new filmmakers make, it's usually pacing. People get precious about the thing that they shot and they don't want to cut too much out. And you got to realize that it's not for you, it's for the audience. You want to make that thing move as fast as possible. I'm always talking about pacing, and that's just how fast or slow your piece is moving. You really need to feel it out, but the quicker it's moving, the more you're keeping your audience's attention. Of course, there's times where you want to prolong things. Tell is one of those times where the slower pace was that slowly tightening of the screw that helped the tension build. But there's other things like usually the average FilmRiot sketch moves really, really fast to keep the audience attention because it works there. So most of the time, it's a pacing problem with new filmmakers. Any more short films like Tell on your horizon? Yes, we are. I can't really talk about it yet though.
It's up to you.
We're closing the deal on something that we're going to be doing this year for you guys. It'll be released similar to how we did Tell, but I can't really talk about it. Hopefully we'll be announcing it soon, but I think it's safe to say that this will be the biggest thing we've ever done. Would you say?
I think that's very safe to say.
It's very safe to say. So hopefully we'll be able to announce it soon, but that's really all I can say right now. Netflix streams TV shows and movies directly to your home, saving you time and money. You don't have to go out and get whatever it is, the thing that you want to get, and you can watch it whenever you want. That's the beauty of it. You can stream it to your TV or your computer using stuff like the Apple TV, Nook, Xbox 360, PS3, Wii console, whatever it is. I'm personally rewatching House of Cards. I've watched it, I think, 3 times now.
That show is freaking amazing.
It's so good, it offends me how good it is. And here's the thing, you can get a 30-day free trial right now by going to netflix.com/FilmRiot. Get you some of that House of Cards action in your body immediately for 30 days for free. That's good stuff right there.
That's a bargain.
That's a bargain.
Logo.
So that's it for today, but before we go into my short film suggestion of the week, just as a reminder, you only have a couple days left to get your short film in, the gunfight challenge, which we said the 4th, which we had all the stuff explained that was the 5th, but it is Friday the 5th, 12 p.m. CST to get your short in, so do it and be a part. But now, time for my short film suggestion of the week. This one is freaking hilarious, which you can find on Vimeo, called The Promise, which is just a hilarious short film. Basically just 2 guys talking to each other.
And it's freaking hilarious.
And it is so freaking funny. And it looks great, too. Yeah. So definitely check it out. I mean, we talk about pacing. This thing has fantastic pacing. The pacing between their conversation is just...
It is so funny.
Perfect, I think. So definitely check that out as a great example of pacing right here. And we'll see you guys next week when we bust out the winners of the new challenge.